GameFlip.
Alright, let's go.
You with your objections and your evidence, and who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Saw It. If that is.
Are these
your
experimental voices?
Huh?
Are these experimental voices?
Oh yeah. That's why I'm not
feel you, I
sticking
feel
to
you.
anything. Because I'm like, I'm coming up with this off the top of my head. I have no idea what I'm doing, and no training.
I'm a fan of it, man.
Alright.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Payne.
as the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud.
It's time for you to get a watch.
As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My incompetence is at fault here.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all.
Really the worst designed table clock of all time, but yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is in fact a clock.
And how the hell did he know that?
Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
I'm gonna say I do.
I don't know, do we? Probably. There's a gaping asshole in the witness's testimony.
Right?
The only way he could have known this is if he had held the clock, but the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction.
Objection! Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he...
He knew the victim. That's how.
That's-
No.
Which is more
No.
damning, really.
It's endearing, but no.
Well, I mean, if he knew the victim and he didn't mention that, that's like a huge hole.
Yeah, but like... This clock is special.
Because he would have went into the apartment.
You're lying!
You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove it I went in there! Urgh! Yarr! I'm becoming a pirate! I'll do better than that. I'll prove you're the killer.
He's throwing objections out here real quick.
You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the
Don't you think that's a bit
court.
hasty?
Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Please continue with this bastardization of the legal system.
With this
Yes, Your Honor.
speculation.
Mr. Saw It did it.
That's one snazzy purple suit, though.
Right? Pimpin'.
I would wear it.
The sound must have left quite an impression on you, like the statue did on her.
And I'd look good in that.
Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of all this?
What is the meaning of this?
This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. I'm just here.
Look how ugly it is! Would the witness please care to elaborate?
Not really.
Did you strike the victim with the clock? Or did the clock strike the victim with you?
That day error. Gah! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death!
Look how short he is. Oh my god. Order! Order in the court, I say!
Your Honor, a moment please to calm my witness. There isn't a shred of actual evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think this through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sot heard was definitely this clock, which I still have trouble believing is actually a clock. A fact which is clear if you simply...
Ask the neighbors.
try sounding the clock. Because it'll give it a time that's 3 hours off, right?
I think so, yeah.
Let's sound the clock here, in the court. Your Honor, may I have the clock evidence murder weapon thing? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I'm gonna fart.
I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is right now? It's 11:25. Ah.
You're so fucking emotionless. Ah!
I'm playing him dry.
I know.
As you
I
can
love
see,
it.
this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sot heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sot, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! Ha ha ha! You forgot one thing! Uh-oh, what's he talking about? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing! How do you know it was running 3 hours slow the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
He's grasping at straws.
He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it, that was so close.
Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sot.
Oh, shit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. I'm almost naked, and my hair's gone. They treat me like
I'm
a
panting,
criminal.
and I'm red, and I'm
Criminal.
sweaty and jealous.
You lawyers are all slime. Slime! I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. Not as bad as you failed yourself, but I can't apologize for that.
Oh, snap.
There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sot. Oh, wait. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Ha! Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Oh, she had it with her in France.
Oh yeah.
Paris.
Man, Eric, you're just on this shit today.
Dude, I've traveled before. It's normal shit to me.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it.
Try repeating that. You're sounding a little robot-y again.
Man, look at that dead stare she's giving you. That cold-ass stare.
Alright.
Well, Mr. Wright? You say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder.
Well, I mean, it hasn't gotten any slower, right?
Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. I was frozen today! There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ah, those are tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
My attorney badge. 'Cause I'm
Show
an
it to him.
attorney.
Look, I'm a defense attorney. I mean, it's the evidence you got.
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When
Do
it's
we
4
all know that the difference was 9 hours? Or
I
did just him,
figured
just he know that?
right? When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there.
Phoenix Wright?
The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast.
The victim hadn't reset her
reset
clock
her
since
clock
returning home.
since the returning home.
What an idiot.
That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr.
Miss-
Did It?
I get way too into this. This is one short case.
Right?
Order, order, I say. Oh,
I'll have a large fries and a
Dude.
chocolate shake.
I'm so hungry right now. Don't even tempt me.
See now,
We sure did.
fucking judge.
Hey, Eric, we sure did push past that 1 or 2 more minutes thing.
No, we're good. We're fine. Who cares?
Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we'd all expected. Mr. Payne, your client?
My client's a complete asshat. I had nothing to do with this loss.
Like, we all expected it, though. Very well, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty.
He may have smelt it, but he did not dealt it.
Not yet. And with that, court is adjourned. And this episode is also adjourned.
Woo!
This was a long one.
Alright, that should be good. Alright, guys, so that should wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time with more
Divorce
insane
court.
case. Dun dun.
We'll see you later,
Eric and
guys.
Tony getting their divorce finalized? Find out in the next episode of GameFlip.
Is Anthony and Eric finally breaking up? Find out next time.
As narrated by Sylvester Stallone.
Oh god. Or that one guy from Coldplay.